Всем привет! С вами канал Армения будущего, и сегодня у нас с вами сюрприз. Я предлагаю познакомиться с моим давним знакомым, активистом общины турецких армян-мусульман Эролом, а также его сыном. С Эролом мы знакомы достаточно давно и общались достаточно много. Этот человек очень интересный, и путь его в Армении очень примечательный. В 2012 году, работая в архиве в Стамбуле, он узнал о том, что по происхождению он армянин. И с тех пор армянская культура и Армения охватила все мысли, стремления, чаяния этого человека. Он множество организовал армянских инициатив в Стамбуле, а также в Канаде, где он периодически бывает и где учится его сын. Я думаю, что с этим человеком будет пообщаться действительно интересно. Многие армяне считают, что армянин непременно должен быть христианином. Но у нас же Армения будущего, мы же ее строим. А значит, разные точки зрения на этот вопрос будут обсуждаемы и приемлемыми. Итак, пойдем и познакомимся с этим человеком. Вперед!
Hello, Erol. As I know, it's not your first time in Armenia, and of course, we're glad to meet you here again. And my first question will be, what is your way to Armenia? What is your way to Yerevan? Why you are here last time and now? And I hope it's not the last time too.
Yes, as long as I know my roots, that's we are Armenian, I started to think about my people's culture and to see Armenia, the way of their life, to observe their daily life, and I feel more comfortable when I come here. That's why I also brought my kids each year to make them more familiar here with the people of Armenia and the Armenians. That's why I am coming here. Instead of going somewhere else in Europe, it's much better to come that we have some connections, the people of Armenia. That's why we are coming here.
And what can you say about people here and about their thinking about you and so on? Because you know that many Armenians think that Armenian should be Christian more, and you are not.
Yes, because we are Hamshen Armenians, and more than 250, almost 300 years ago, our ancestor became a Muslim. So, but still my people in Turkey, the Hamshens, are kept their language and they still speak the Hamshen dialect of Armenian. And some of them still feel that they are Armenian, like me. So religion is different topic and race is different topic. And 170 years ago, 1700 years ago, most of the Armenians were not Christian, they were pagan. So the great Tikran was not a Christian, but he is a hero still in Armenian history. So I don't think so that all Armenian must be Christian. Or I know many Armenians, they are atheists. Some of them, they are evangelists, Catholics, Still they are not belong to or connected with the Echmeazin. So we are the Muslim one. So we still believe in Jesus and Mary. I don't care religion too much in this case. I just want to know my people more. That's it.
That's why you are Armenian, of course. You identify yourself as an Armenian completely.
Yes.
And what about Islam? Are you religious? You can call yourself a really religious person.
I was more religious before. Right now, maybe after the 40 years, I'm now 43, I don't think so. I'm not too much religious anymore. I'm just more liberal, maybe. And as soon as I met many different cultures and many different people, I realized that there are two types of people in the world, bad and good. That's it. This is my opinion. So there are many maybe bad Christians in the world, but at the same time there are many very bad examples of Muslims.
Of course.
You can think the opposite also.
Yeah, got it.
So,
And now you are in Armenian just because of relax goals and rest and so on. But do you have any plan in Armenia in your social work, social activities and so on?
now I'm a PhD student in Istanbul University, and then I'm planning to do my thesis next year about the information in Armenian books in Library of Armenia about Turkey and Anatolia and Istanbul. So I'm planning to make a research about it, and this is my future plan in Armenia.
Thank you. And just one last question. Your children, are they feel themselves Armenian or Turkish or maybe some other nations?
For my kids, this little bit complicated for them. As you know, they are going to school, and it's two of them especially. It's very early to accept something different for them. It's new identity for them. Just a couple of years ago, I told them that we are like that. That's why I'm bringing them to Armenia every year, to make them more familiar, the people of Armenia and the culture of Armenia. That's why. But for my older son, he's a student in Canada, so he identified himself much better than the others. I think you should ask this question to him. Yeah.
Abdussalam, nice to meet you too.
Nice to meet
And of course, I have some questions for you. Mostly they will about your identification. What is your national identification now? Which nation you see yourself in now?
I don't think nationality is very important. What's important is culture, how you act, how you see people. So I lived in Canada for almost more than 8 years, and then another 8 years in Turkey, and now 5 years ago almost, my father came to me and told me that I'm Armenian. Now, I was already having some problems with my identity. Am I Canadian or Turkish? And now he says you're Armenian. Now the problem,
Another problem.
yeah, it's tripled. So when people ask me where I'm from in Turkey, I would say I'm Turkish. When they ask me in Canada, I would say again I'm Turkish. But when people ask deeper questions like where are you from, which state, which city, then I would say I'm from Adapazarı, and then I would say my ancestor came from Armenia. They were Armenian. They flew to Adapazarı. That's how I tell them. And usually in Turkey, like when I was in grade 1, they would call me not with my name, but they would call me Canadian, Kanadalı in Turkish. That was my nickname. For years that has been my nickname. I don't know why. Maybe because that's how I act. For example, I am very serious about rules, laws, and I usually compare to country with Turkey and with Turkey to Canada, and culturally I don't feel Turkish. Culturally I feel like Canadian, because that's where I grew up. That's where I go to kindergarten for 4 years, and then another 1 year for first grade, and then for high school, and now for university. So it's a little bit complicated. My past is Armenian. I grew up in Canada, and now I'm only in Istanbul for holidays.
So got it. And about your Armenian identity, new identity for you, maybe you have any feeling about it in Canada, or maybe you have any plans because of this, for example, like your father to try to maybe learn language or something like this?
Yeah, I'm trying to shoot a documentary about Armenia. That's why I'm here today. And why I'm doing it, the reason is I like to shoot documentaries, and the other reason is when I came last year, it was my first arrival to Armenia, and I shoot a little documentary. There was no sound, it was just music and special places. And then I posted that on Instagram. There was no propaganda, nothing, just the buildings, places, church, that's it. And then there were hundreds and almost 100, 200 comments. And they were all like, what are you doing in Armenia? Why don't you go to Azerbaijan? Why are you going to Armenia? You Armenians, you like Russia. What are you going to do without Russia? Like all these kind of comments, abusive comments and threats, life-threatening comments, they all came up, and something about me, I like to offend people. I just like it, and that's what I do. I've shot almost 80 short films, and most of them are offensive to various kind of people. And when I see that kind of comments, I just want to do it more. It just fires me up, because when people are saying, like, they are not putting an argument to you, but instead they are threatening you, then that must be mostly true. So that's why I'm doing a documentary now.
I understand it very good. For example, as for me, I like to play with people like this too. And where should we wait your documentary? When should we wait your documentary?
It will be ready, I think, in end of this month, July. I'm still recording. I've done one reportage, and I have to do 2 or 3 more. I'm constantly recording, going to places. I have to edit them sooner or later, and then I will publish it on my YouTube channel.
Will it be in your style?
No, it will be in my style, but I'm trying to do it more professional. I've shot another documentary in Canada about Turkish students there, because a lot of Turkish students were asking me how's life there. So I shoot a documentary for them, so I don't think it's amateur, my projects. And it will be ready end of this month.